Hello, today I'm going to talk about the app I used to lose 80 pounds in 2009. Now, if you don't know who I am and you don't follow me, my name is Megan Olson. I'm a nutrition practitioner and I'm also the creator of the website Skinny for Delicious, where you get lower calorie, gluten-free recipes that are balanced in nutrition. And if you have ever tracked your food, I would love for you to comment below and let me know. Have you tracked your food before? Whether you've done calorie counting, macro counting, or even Weight Watchers points or something else. Let us know in the comments below. I always love to hear from you guys. And before you run away, I am going to be sharing with you a special challenge that is coming up that so many people have been asking me about. And I'm finally getting around to doing it for you guys. So the app that I used to lose 80 pounds in 2009, I use what's called the Lose It app. This is a free app you can get on your phone. There's also other apps that you can use. You can just type in weight loss apps on your app finder on your phone, and it'll bring up all kinds of ones. Now you can do the paid version, you can do the unpaid version. I have been doing the unpaid version since 2009, and I don't feel like I have any need for anything else, and I really don't feel like any of my clients or any of you really need to pay for those upgraded plans. I don't see a huge benefit in doing it, and it saves you some money as well. Now, the way it works is you come in here and you just add in all of your foods that you're eating throughout the day. So here's a picture of what I ate yesterday. I add everything in. Now, the app tells me how many calories I'm eating. It also gives me a full picture of the nutritional breakdown of the day, your fat, carbs, and your protein. And this is really important because calories, Weight Watchers points, these are just numbers, and you can fill these numbers with junky type foods, or you can fill them with really wholesome, nourishing, plant-based foods. And when you're tracking macros, it helps you get a little bit more specific. It helps you and forces you to really eat more protein and really manage your fat, because while fat is really good for us, we still have to watch the portions, especially when we're trying to lose weight. And same thing goes with carbohydrates. We want to make sure we're filling those carbohydrates with healthy plant-based foods and not donuts and chips and crackers, because those are the foods that help us stay stuck and not release weight and confuse our insulin levels. And insulin is super important for weight loss. So that's the app that I use to lose 80 pounds. If you're watching this video, please comment below. Let me know, have you tracked your food before? In my group coaching program, Master Your Cravings, one of the things that women do and work on is macro tracking. And they use this app, the Lose It app that I just showed you, to do their macro tracking. As they track their macros, I am actually working with them on shifting their mindset. Because most people will come in and start tracking their food for a week or two, and then suddenly it feels hard, or they have a bad day and they eat a bag of chips and they feel like they failed. So we talk about failure. We talk about how they're feeling, because if you don't really stop and ask yourself, why am I overweight? You end up regaining the weight, or you end up stopping your journey. So that's a really important part of the journey, and that's something I build in with all of my one-on-one coaching clients, as well as in my group coaching, Master Your Cravings. And if you want more info on Master Your Cravings, feel free to message me or send me an email, megan@skinnyfordelicious.com. Now, why do we track our food? That's probably some question that you're asking. Why can't I just try to focus on eating healthy? You can, but in my experience, having coached and transformed many women to lose weight, is that they have trouble with portion control. And tracking really helps you understand what foods are made up of, what carbs, fat, and protein foods are made up of. And I'll give you a great example. Peanut butter. Most people believe that peanut butter is a really good source of protein. Yes, it has some protein, but it's really mostly fat. And most people forget about that. So they dive in with a big knife or a big spoon, and suddenly they're overeating that fat. It is good fat, and we do need it for healthy hormones and weight loss, but getting too much of it can be detrimental and be keeping you stuck. So we track our food to make sure that we are understanding those portions. And for me personally, in 2009, when I lost 80 pounds, tracking for me was an educational experience, and that's what it becomes for many of my clients. They start to learn how to better balance their plates. because most of us don't know how to do that. And by the way, the whole My Plate thing that the US government has, so much of that is not accurate in my opinion. It's not what people should be eating, and it's really not helpful for people who are overeating, especially since there's so much sugar and chemicals in our food supply. And it's really gotten very political in terms of what is allowed and approved to be in our food supply by the FDA. So some of those things that our government puts out are sometimes biased, and they're not always in our best serving interest. So for me, my belief that if somebody is overweight, tracking their food, they can really open their eyes to how much they're overeating, or what's the right portion of rice that they should be eating at dinner time. Most people will just mindlessly spoon a bunch of rice onto their plate and not really intentionally spoon that rice onto their plate, knowing how many carbohydrates and how many calories are associated to that spoonful of rice. So again, it can be really helpful towards your goals, or it can be really detrimental depending on how you're going about it. And tracking really gives you some of those bumpers, I'll say, to help you kind of maneuver your diet a little bit so that you're still eating many of the foods that you love and enjoy, but giving you a little bit of boundaries, right? And we all need boundaries. Otherwise, we're just kind of like running for free and eating for our emotions. So that's the app that I use to lose 80 pounds. If you guys have questions about that, feel free to drop them below. Now, big announcement here. I have a free challenge for food tracking starting August 19th. So that is in a little over a week from today. August 19th, we're going to be starting a food tracking challenge in my free Facebook group. So click the link above this to sign up so that you can get that free tracking challenge. It is a 5-day challenge. I'm going to be sending you 5 days of emails as well as 5 days of video prompts to talk you through how to get started with food tracking. Now remember, food tracking is just the first step in this journey. The biggest step is asking, why am I overweight? Why do I keep going to food when I don't feel a certain way, or when I do feel a certain way? And what is it filling up for me that I may be missing in my life? Those are critical questions. But I am going to get you started on this first step. So sign up for the challenge, click the link above, and if you want to, please share out this video to other people if you think that they would love to join the challenge as well. I'll talk to you guys soon.